G'day and welcome to Galley Chats. I'm Dean Harrison, your chef and host. This is a place where not only the food is cooked, but where the crew drop in, the conversations just roll. It's the heart of the boat and everyone's got a story, so grab a bite and let's get into it. All right, so we have Dazza here, which is an interesting one. She just dropped into OnTube actually, so this is a bit of a random one, but glad she's here. A little backstory quickly, we met through socials, through kind of like Andy Cooks, which some of you probably know through socials as a pretty popular chef. But we're going to talk about that later. For now, she's going to introduce herself. Where are you from? How did you get here?
Right now, I got here very randomly, but yep, I guess I'm Daz, if you've done that part. I'm currently on OnTube. I'm based in Nice, though, and my backstory depends how far back we want to go.
Let's go all the way back to the birth. No, joking.
No, you don't need to go that far back.
I think where you grew up, we grew up in a close proximity, I guess, areas, yeah. I think, right?
No, we didn't.
Wait, no, you, okay.
Originally I'm from Townsville.
Oh, there we go.
The second I learnt you could leave Townsville, I was out of there. And then I went to the Sunshine Coast.
Okay, so that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was based in the Maroochydore area for a really long time, and I studied at QUT in Brisbane, so I would cut laps back and forth. And I originally moved down there to become a movie animator.
Wow.
Go figure. I thought I was going to work for Pixar one day. That obviously didn't happen, but I did finish the degree. So I'm a bachelor's degree in fine arts with a major in 3D animation, which is cool.
That is cool.
Unfortunately, I discovered travel and never tried to pursue it. So I met a boy and we moved to Canada together. And this whole time through like high school, university, living in Canada, I was working in hospitality. So I used to work at a 5-star hotel called Fairmont Banff Springs, which is like a big castle in the mountains.
Wait, I've been there.
Yeah?
It's insane.
It's like out of a fairy tale.
It is.
Yeah, and it's like Disneyland as well, because it's, as a staff member, you know, you're there to hide and you go underneath the little tunnels under the ground to get to the next spot and stuff, so people don't see you walking around.
It's like a super yacht on land.
Yeah.
You have to, well, which you don't know yet,
but... You're
but
there to do the work and not
crazy.
be seen when you're not doing the work.
Yeah.
So that was, crazy. Did heaps of like different departments there. So I was a barista, but then I also managed the pool bar in summer, which was cool because, I don't know, getting drinks at a pool is elite.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did a full 2 years there and then came back to Australia and actually got a job working at a doctor's surgery. Yep. As a senior receptionist and the practice manager. So I was managing all the doctors and the nurses and serving all of the patients, and then COVID hit, which was... Working in medical when COVID hit was a whole new challenge. So I had already quit thinking I was moving to France, and then COVID happened, so I stayed on for a bit longer, and then my partner and I at the time decided to take some time together and just hang out. So we did, which was really nice. And then we ran out of money, as you do. And then I ended up working at the University of the Sunshine Coast. Did you ever go to uni there?
I went to the TAFE.
Yeah, okay.
College, yeah.
Yeah, so working at the university there in the maintenance department, which was fun. And managing the front office, well, not managing it, I was with other staff, of course, but managing the fleets and I ended up doing project managing and fitting out a medical clinic, and I've lived many lives, as they say.
I see that, yeah.
You've done a bit of it all.
Yeah, and then while I was there is when this part of my life has kind of started to unravel. So when my partner and I had time off during COVID, we caught up with his friend Caitlin, and Caitlin and Andy were moving back from Melbourne to the Sunshine Coast because COVID had happened. Andy was a chef, Caitlin was in PR, they both got let off, made redundant. So we all, us and another couple, all had heaps of time together, so we'd go camping every weekend. And I had never met Andy, and I'd met Caitlin like maybe once or twice. And my first memory of Andy, besides serving him a potato bake, which is still, he'll argue this, but it's still better than his, is he sent us a spreadsheet for a 5-night trip at Fraser Island. Every night had a different country's cuisine, and each couple had a different task. So each couple either had to do the protein, the salad, or the carbs.
No way.
Yeah. And I'm not the best cook.
A full-on spreadsheet of this.
Yeah,
First,
full on.
like,
Yeah.
wow.
This
I
is
was so stressed out.
This
And
is-
one of them was vegan. One of the people was vegan. So we had to make sure that, she was going to be fed as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think the cuisines we did, it's still on my Instagram in a highlight reel, is Mexican, Aussie barbecue, Korean, Chinese, and I can't even remember, but they were hard, and I was so out of my depth. And Italian.
Was he testing you guys?
I felt like that. It was like
Are
a
we gonna
test to
get
be his friend.
along?
Yeah. I mean, we stuck around afterwards, so it was
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, that was the most organized camp trip I've ever been on. So anyway, we all hit it off, and we were camping heaps and heaps after that. Then I had the job at the university, and I told Caitlin, because she works in PR and communication, she should get a job at the uni. So she actually did. So we used to have lunch every single day. And while we were working, Andy was slowly building up this idea of filming for TikTok. And his first few videos were so cringe. There's one with a meat pie. I talk about it all the time.
Are they still there?
They're still there. He likes to keep them there as a bit of a memory.
Yeah.
They are.
Just a reminder.
Yeah, they're those videos that everyone started to do, and some people grew from it, and definitely a lot of people didn't. So he started filming himself making dinner, or just meals and food and that, and then eventually caught onto the niche of, hey babe, what do you want for dinner, or lunch, or
Was there a
breakfast?
specific video where he did that, or was it multiple when he was like, oh?
There was quite a few. I don't remember the exact one, but it was from the first one they were kicking off. I can't remember what their first meal was, but yeah, there was one where Caitlin looks really hungover and she gets a full English breakfast. And for the first 1 million subs on TikTok, she wasn't allowed to say thank you. So, that obviously grew engagement.
So just explain the strategy behind that is making people comment, right?
Yeah, it's purely for engagement. We obviously don't like the hate, but the comments build up, the algorithm pushes it to more people. People start to argue in your favor. Well, obviously she's faking it.
Yeah.
And then it just blew up. It just escalated from there. So that kind of became his niche. He started to kick off, and then Mitch and I were weird little lingerers that were hanging around them all the time anyway. And Mitch is Basic Mitch, was Basic Mitch. He used to do videography and photography for himself. And so eventually Andy asked to hire him, and he came in on as full-time videographer / editor, which was huge. And a couple of months later, he was like, "That's not enough. I need more help." And Dazza is here all the time. So my film degree finally got put to work, and I ended up being their production manager.
Amazing.
And then that's a whole story in itself of us being there, but they got so big. If we skip 2 years down the track, they got so big they had to move the studio.
Can you talk about that first period though? I think it's quite interesting, not only the fact of the whole production and the organization of everything. We're here now doing something so simple, but you guys were doing a lot of content. How you're putting it out daily, basically.
Yeah, so we were, originally it was just Mitch and Andy, and it was a short every single day. So a 1-minute video every single day. So they would film 7 shorts a week, plus the long format. And Mitch would edit and all of them as well. So they would have to pump them out in the first day or 2 days, sometimes 3.
Doing all of the recipes, all
the recipes.
Oh my God.
Filming all of it. And then, yeah, Mitch would spend what little he had left editing all of it together.
Oh my God.
So how many hours a day would you say they were filming?
It would be all day.
All day?
Yeah. So Andy's pretty good. He would try to keep it strict 9 to 5. But when it was just the 2 of them, it was definitely longer.
Yeah.
But they did pretty good at keeping it a 9 to 5 schedule.
Yeah.
But when it came to editing, that's when Mitch would be there for a lot longer.
So that's interesting to navigate, because obviously in a normal 9 to 5 job, you can take a day off and life goes on. But like, if you take a day off, you're not posting one day, and people notice that, right?
Yeah.
Like, would people comment if you missed a day or something?
Yeah. There was a time there where we attempted one short every second day, and the views just definitely dropped. And the panic hits. So then you're like, we can't do it. We have to go back to one every single day.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure he still does one every single day as we speak. But actually, sorry, he dropped Saturdays. Just give him something.
Can he have,
A day off.
Yeah.
One short dropped on a Saturday.
He can have it.
So
how would you, speaking of comments, how did you guys deal with negative comments? Like, did you take it as feedback, or did you try to avoid them altogether?
Oh, a combination actually, because the ones where Caitlin's just getting ripped on for being mean, take it with a grain of rice or grain of salt or whatever that saying is. But the ones where it was recipe feedback, Andy definitely took on. And that actually inspired other series based on making the dishes more authentic. Yeah. So he's pretty good with making the dishes pretty authentic, but everyone's nonna and grandma does it differently. So everybody has a say. So we ended up trying to create a little series called Origins at one point, where we would actually go to the origin of the dish, speak with the locals and the chefs, and learn what he's doing wrong. And then he would come home with because obviously in Australia, you don't have every ingredient that, Asian countries have, or even American and whatever. Come back and try to do it as authentically as you could in your home kitchen.
That's an expensive little excursion to do a dish, or whatever, a few dishes. But I mean, that's a lot of effort.
Yeah, I think we did the Philippines, Singapore, Vietnam, and America in 2 separate trips, and it was plus adding all the shorts into that as well.
So was that the Origins project? Was it something you were kind of like, we want to try something different, like, other than the hey babe, what do you want for dinner? Or whatever. It was like, let's try something different. And did it take off, or did it fail? Was it something you kind of put behind you?
It was a mix, I would say. So it was definitely Andy's little passion project, I think. We knew it was risky, so we had to get brands on board to literally to fund it. It was just expensive. Asia and America were both expensive. And he took Mitch and I and Caitlin as well.
God.
So it was a lot. The very first one we brought out was the Philippines episode, I'm pretty sure. I actually cannot remember the order of them now, but it took off. It did great. It was amazing. People loved it, and the feedback was really good. But then others weren't quite as great. So it just became too expensive to risk it again, even with brands on board. And it also took up so much of Andy's time. So where we would normally do 5 days a week, filming and editing, we had to hire an editor. Poor Caleb was hired 3 weeks before we left, and then we just left him in the office for 5 weeks at a time. And then we also had another editor because we had to provide brand videos as well. And then the time difference, and then you'd spend a whole day with a local learning how to cook something, there's no shorts being filmed. Your normal YouTubes aren't being filmed. So the logistic side of things to keep it running was like the lead up to, you had to plan everything. You also had to bank enough footage to post while you're there, shoot everything, and then come home and you'd be cutting it really fine to
get back
that
just in time to create more.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think after the Asia trip, we had 2 nights off in Cebu, and then we came back and he had the book launch. So we were all straight back into it. And then the America trip, Mitch and I were fortunate enough to take a week off, but they went straight back into work.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something you struggle with, is like trying to balance pursuing things, like these ideas that you have, but also giving yourself enough time to pursue things that you know are working, and that you like, have faith in. It's like, so how do you find like balancing that? Like, I feel like the creative, chefs are always these creative people. They always have ideas, and people are coming to them with ideas, and you have to kind of balance what you decide to put energy into and not.
It's a really rough balance between giving the people what they want and creating what you enjoy creating. And it's great if they correlate and they work together really well, but they don't always. So there's definitely been periods where you get sick of doing a Hey Babe. It feels really repetitive. You try to shake it up. It didn't work. I guess we'll do it again. Or same with the YouTubes. Like certain countries' dishes would do really well, but then you don't want to do another dish. There's too many of this. You've got to shake it up, and then maybe that doesn't do well, and then you're losing this. Does
it mess with you a little bit?
Yeah. It's definitely messes with you, because you try not to be emotional about it too, right? Because at some point, unfortunately, it becomes a job.
Yeah.
And you got to keep the customers happy. But if you're not happy filming it, you can't possibly keep them happy. They can tell. They can definitely tell if you're not enjoying it, and then you're just going to stop, and then that career path is over.
Yeah.
So that was a really. That I imagine him and every other creator and you guys and anyone you ever meet who creates will go through that.
Yeah.
The entire duration of their career.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's something we're going through, I think, at the moment, is like trying to find, they want this, but we want to do this, and this is what we're doing. So how do we incorporate the things that they want? And it's been a challenge, but
it has, yeah.
It's interesting.
Wow. So that was like a year? Did you do that for a year? Did you say?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
So 2 years. And I just want to note, like, this interesting crossover here of Andy Cooks. Like, a lot of people are now requesting, when they give their preference sheets, like dietary requirement preference sheets, I want Andy Cook's food. Like, that's what they say.
Actually?
Yeah, they refer to him. I had a charter a few on my previous boat, and they literally reference his food. They're like, I want Andy Cook's, like,
that is such,
look at him. And
that's amazing, but that is such a diverse request.
He
what does
cooks
that mean?
Everything.
So what I got from that is, like, when I watch him, I don't get this from a lot of people. When I watch him, he does a recipe and he does it, like, his methods for things is just like, that's exactly kind of how I would do it, and dissect it, and I guess prepare it in a way where it's very authentic.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell he's dived deep and done his research.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of love. I'm like, when we do, he'd be a great super yacht chef, by the way.
Yeah.
But when we do, all these different cuisines and these people from all over the world, we dive into their cultures and their food, and we literally immerse ourselves. So when they come on board, we are cooking the food that they love, and we try to, like, hone in on that. So I see where he's coming from. I find that very interesting.
Yeah.
That's the way that his brain works, like a yacht chef, basically.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. So.
Well, I mean, and he's not like every other cooking creator where he's just a home cook. He is a trained chef.
He is a trained chef, yeah.
Right. Yeah, and he's worked at some really great restaurants and some really diverse restaurants. So his CV covers so many different realms, and so I think he probably would be a good super yacht chef. His friend Sammy who lives in New Zealand. He was a super yacht chef.
Oh, wow.
So I think they all kind of bonded and
Cool.
yeah. It's a world that he knows, but yeah, he's not actually done himself. So
Okay. I mean, probably won't pay him enough, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
oh well, hey, if someone wants to give him a guest appearance, pay him some money, I think maybe that'd work.
Maybe you can come aboard
Yeah.
Project X.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a rough overview of that part of your life.
Yes.
And then moving on from that, you...
Yeah. So with their studio move to Sydney, they decided 2025, about a year ago, almost exactly now, they came to Mitch and I and sat us down and said, look, they're just growing. They were so big, and we were shooting at the time in their house, their newly built house, which was not built to be a studio. And they were like, we're getting pretty big. We think we're actually going to move to Sydney, take the studio with us, move down there full time. And it's a good business move. It's better for talent that comes in. You always fly into Sydney or Brisbane or something like that.
Definitely.
Sydney has a much better food scene than the Sunshine. Sunshine Coast is getting there, but it's a sleepy town.
It's small.
It's not going to be any Sydney anytime soon. Even just produce was hard to get, really good stuff. And so they sat us down and said, yep, we want you to come with us. We obviously know Sydney's very different to the Sunshine Coast. And Mitch and I, we're kind of smallish town people, and we love the ocean. So they said, please come with us. But if you don't, that's fine too. You're welcome to start looking for work. Let us know when you can. Take your time. Or we can wrap it up at Christmas. So we toyed and battled with that decision for a long time. And I think 2 or 3 months later, we came to them and said we weren't going to go. And it wasn't because we even flew to Sydney. We scouted where we would want to live. We looked at rentals. It was financially, Sydney is a whole other ballpark. But then it was the lifestyle was going to be quite different. And we also knew we were getting older. So it was potentially a nice, neat, tidy time to tie everything up and go travel. So and to this day, I don't know if it was the right decision.
Wow.
Wow.
But
That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
We battled with it for a really long time, especially because it was both of us, right? Like, because Mitch and I are a couple, Kayla and Andy, and then Caleb, the editor. It was so unlikely that one of us would go and one of us wouldn't.
Yeah.
Though life is very different now. So, yeah, it's been weird since then.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not going to move to Sydney. I'll just move to France.
The irony is not lost on me that I was like, Sydney's expensive. I'll go to Nice.
Yeah.
What? And pay euro.
Uh-huh.
You joke? Yeah.
And it's at an all-time low at the moment.
It is.
where
Yeah.
Australian currency, AUD versus euro
It's horrific.
it sucks.
I don't know how I'm still here. I should go home, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
Which brings us to why you are here.
Yeah, what's going on?
It feels like why I'm here right
I'm
now.
just going to tell a quick story that we just messaged through socials or WhatsApp, I think it was, and I was like, I just need to pick your brain about social media and how she created basically this beast of a thing, which is Andy Cook's production. And so we met up for a coffee, and we somehow convinced her that
Oh
she
my
should
gosh.
join yachting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was the wildest day.
It was
Half an hour?
It was a 30-minute
Yeah, it's
conversation
very quick.
in a coffee shop, standing there having a coffee, and we just kind of talked about, like, what are you doing looking for a job in a coffee shop in Nice or a restaurant or whatever you're looking for? And I was like, you've got hospitality experience. You seem like you've got your shit together. Join yachting. What do you like?
It started as a discussion to help you guys with YouTube, and
know.
it left with me going,
I know.
help me get into yachting.
We switched
We're
it up.
switching.
Yeah.
So I've kind of brought her here to kind of, she's going through the journey at the moment. How long's it been?
Man, the journey.
Yeah. So
Well, we only met 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It feels so long
Wait,
ago.
like, can we note that?
Yeah. like two or three Thursdays ago,
Yeah.
we met up for the coffee. You convinced me, oh my gosh, yachting is the dream. And I had thought about it, but I thought, no, my gosh, it's this illustrious industry. I'm never going to make it. I still might never make it in. But okay, sure, I'll go do the course. And then I got lucky and managed to start the following Monday and finished it that week.
So STCW, is she talking about?
Yeah.
She's talking about.
Yeah, which I really enjoyed. And I was like, maybe I want to be a firefighter.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah,
Like,
talk
just
about your did you have any expectations? Was there anything that surprised you?
I haven't sat in a classroom for a while, so that was tiring on the first day. But I really liked it. I mean, I've done the first aid stuff, but like I feel like every Australian has a first aid certificate from some point.
Because there's just so much happening over there. You all need to be prepared.
snakes, spiders, crocodiles.
Yeah.
He was telling me about what are they called? When you go to camp as a kid to be a lifesaver.
Yeah, your bronze medallion.
Yeah.
It's pretty
The
common.
outfits, the hats.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
also
the yellow red hat.
The nippers. Yeah.
Yes.
She's like, is this a real thing? I was showing you pictures.
It's a cult. I'm
It's
sure of
it's
it.
so funny.
It's these little kids that get thrown into budgie smugglers and a cap on their head, and they say,
Yeah.
go swim and see if you can save people for a
Yeah.
living.
Yeah.
Wild.
And some of them grow up and do it for the rest
Yeah,
of
that's
their
what you
lives.
said.
She's
Yeah.
like, no way, I don't know.
Yeah.
We did some weird shit.
We do.
But you were familiar
So-
with first aid because
Yeah.
of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was, look, the first day was rough. I was like, wow, I'm
Falling
sitting in a
asleep.
classroom. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep and I got called out for it.
No.
Yeah. A bit embarrassed. But also, I was like, oh, man, this bit was pretty dull. If we're being honest, this bit was dull.
Yeah.
And then I was literally buzzing for the rest of the week. So,
The fun stuff.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fun stuff, getting your hands dirty,
Hands-on.
like
So
sitting there and just being told
what
stuff
is
is
what is
boring.
that though? What did you actually like do?
So we did the first aid course the second day. No, we didn't. We did something else on the second day. Anyway, we did the first aid course on the... No, it must have been the second day. Sorry. Trying to remember everything. And then you do the fire theory, and then you do the whole day of firefighting, I suppose, fire practice. And then the last day is your water safety.
Yeah. So the firefighting is like going in and
It was
dressed-
fighting a literal fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you put the suit on.
Yeah.
inside a container. Were you in a
Yeah.
container?
Yeah. So the big shipping container, the trainer and the firefighter who helps out, they light a fire,
Yeah.
and you've got to, among other things, this is like the last task, but you've got to kind of crawl in on your knees. The fire is literally blazing. It's
Yeah.
34 degrees outside without a fire.
But people freak out about this,
Yeah.
but the fire is a gas lit fire usually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's kind of controlled. So it's not like you're walking into
Like a burning house.
a burning house, you know. It is
Ours
controlled.
was like, I swear it was like a petrol fire.
okay,
on
well,
like
petrol
a-
fire, yeah.
But it was contained. Like, we were fine.
Yeah.
Full BA mask, the whole get up.
Uh,
Going in there, working together as a team to use the fire hose to put it out.
not so scary, right?
Or I can see how people would be terrified.
A little claustrophobic.
Yeah, I
in
think
terms of
claustrophobic.
The mask and stuff.
The mask is different.
and it's all very heavy and like.
It was
but-
so
hot.
it was so hot.
Yeah,
it
very
was
hot.
it was hot without all of the gear on,
Yeah.
and then putting it on and then being in a room full of fire was another. But while you're in there and while you're on your knees and you're holding this fire hose, they actually would ignite it more, so it's literally coming up and over you,
Wild.
and you've got to spray the fire up to the top. I really enjoyed it. I was having the best time.
Was that your favorite part of the course?
Well, no, only because the next day, the water part, it was so hot. I was enjoying
Yeah,
being in
you
the
get to
water.
swim.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
have been good. There's
Yeah.
a heat wave here at the moment,
Yeah.
so that would be actually quite
It
good.
was horrific.
So what did you do
Yeah, the
with
water.
what did you...
So they released the life raft, and then it expands, and then ultimately it's we've got to learn what's in it, sitting in it, the act of getting into it while you've got your life jacket on and your insulation suit, like your dry suit, helping people get in, working as a team, like being in a circle,
Yeah.
like how to stay warm, all of these things. And then also if it happens to deploy and it's upside down, you have to be able to get it back the other way around. So,
Did you have to tread water as well?
no,
Weird. Okay.
I thought we
Did you
tread
would.
water?
I had to tread water and I had to float.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some I feel like
They vary.
I
I
Yeah.
waited for it, but we had a life jacket on the whole time.
Weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
there you go.
I remember when I first did my STCW, and I'm like this with a lot of things. I get like embarrassed. Like I was nervous to like be putting on this goofy looking suit and
Yeah,
like
the suits.
be performing in front of people. Like you have to like go one by one and do certain things, and I was just so nervous about that. Which
Yeah.
I feel like I can say that it's not that bad, but
Yeah.
Well, I can totally see how you would be, and normally we would do that in a pool, and we instead went to Gulf Juan and did it at the beach
Ah.
no
with
way.
everyone on
No
the
way.
sand.
Wait, are you
watching.
serious?
Yeah.
I would lose
It was
my mind.
a little bit, with that suit on, was a little bit mortifying.
Why are they doing that for?
Well, there was an event on at the pool
Oh,
or something,
okay.
and they were like, well, we're allowed to do it here. So
I would say I'm sorry. I'm not getting my STCW.
Yeah.
Fail me.
That was, I remember like, you put your suit on and then you've got you're kind of treading water with your life jacket on to go to shore in the suit to then have everyone watch. That was
That's a lot,
embarrassing.
yeah,
And then I was
okay.
like, you know what, I'm never going to
That's
see these
not
people
normal, I
again.
don't think.
No.
Usually you're in a pool.
No, I hope
just-
all of you have to do that
Go to-
every
go to
time.
bed.
Yeah.
So this is a whole reason this all connects and intertwines. But so
Wild.
she's now looking for a job, and the story she's been telling us. I don't know if you want to tell us any of these.
Yeah.
Some of these.
When's
job
this
offers-
coming out? Maybe.
Yeah. No, it's like it's the green crew thing.
Mhm.
It's the things that green crew have to go through, and it's like the jobs coming through aren't great.
Yeah.
The salaries aren't great, and it's just
But I'm green, so I don't know that.
no exactly.
But I have you guys.
Yeah. So she
It's-
messaged me today and was like, I just want to talk to you about some of these jobs that I'm receiving. And I was like, all right, let's hear it. So she calls me and she starts listing off the jobs, and I'm just like, oh
The
my
very first
gosh.
response you had is no. And I had already asked someone else, and they literally replied no.
Yeah. See,
Can,
was
can
like,
you just can you
man.
say what that job was? Do you remember?
give us the spec.
So
yeah, the
that one
specs.
was, and I haven't declined it yet. So
You're
we'll see
gonna
when
do
Look,
this
this is
comes
going to
out.
be released in a
But
few weeks.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. Or maybe I'll work there. Maybe I will still take it.
I don't know about that, but
Okay, well, one was deck stew cook.
Soul Deck Stew Cook.
Soul stew deck cook.
Yeah.
How big?
26 meters.
Hmm.
Private family owned.
That's not too specific, but
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah.
So
With a wage that is
Yeah.
the lowest I've been told to ever accept.
It's lower than you should accept.
It's
Yeah.
way lower,
Which
yeah.
I was also told that's the wage for just a stew, not a stew deck
Not
you're
even.
doing all of them.
cook.
And 26
Yeah.
meter, there's like that. There should be. I don't know why it's all together with that one job. There should be multiple people. It is a
Yeah.
small boat, but there's no reason
It is
why.
it is a small boat, and look, TBC whether or not I've taken it. Anything could happen. I was excited by it, and I kind of still am, because it does let me do so many things.
Yeah.
So learning how to be a deckhand would be great. And yes, it's a smaller boat, and there's the captain, obviously. The owner's really hands-on. I would learn so much, and I am so green that I can't tie a knot. So then, you have to learn,
Yeah.
which kind of excites me.
It puts you in a bit of a predicament, because the thing is, these green crew are coming in and they're accepting positions that it shouldn't be that low of a salary. And so what's happening is there's an influx of these people, and the salaries are being accepted. So that brings down everything as a whole. And
Yeah.
I'm not blaming you or the green crew, but I think these captains and these owners of these boats, these billionaires and millionaires, shouldn't be paying well below minimum salary for these positions. It's so wrong. It's been happening for years and years. It's one of the only industries that hasn't increased in salaries for a very long time. So
Yeah.
it's not your fault. I understand, like, I'm not saying don't take it, but it's like also don't take it.
Yeah.
No, it's yeah.
It's a hard one because, and I am unfortunately still toying with it, but it's a hard one because it's experience. The family are really nice. I'd learned so much. It's a low salary, but also I'm in a position where I can be patient to an extent.
Yeah.
But if nothing else comes up, I'm going to still be green in September, October, next summer.
Yeah.
So it's you know, is any experience better than no experience?
No, it is, and like we gotta take a step back because we're, you know, I've been in it for 13 years and 3 years, and yeah, you have to start somewhere. So it's like, if all else fails, it doesn't work out, you can always leave.
Worst case scenario, I come home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at least you got on a boat, you experienced something, and it's not all bad. We were a little bit.
It's a hard thing for me to balance when people ask me about jobs because I know like your worth, and I hate that you would be taking such a low salary, and in my head I'm like, no, you deserve way better, but I also know the position of being kind of scared of not getting another role that comes around and being like, do I take it? It's a huge gamble when you're job hunting in the yachting industry because you're like just playing cards and this job's good, but if I take this one, it might be better. It's
tough.
It's hard. So I have 3 similar to that.
Yeah.
Total, which I suppose I could probably pick.
Right.
The best one.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the best one is.
Yeah.
I think I advise to, if you're okay with money, you can last a little bit longer, then ask for a little bit more of a package.
Yeah.
If you want to call their bluff, you know, it's the captain's job to keep the cost of the vessel down as a whole. So what they do is they usually will lowball you, expect you to come up a little bit, and then that's where they kind of want it to be anyway. That's how poker work. You know, that's how they kind of play the games. It's a bit of a game.
Yeah.
So if you don't really want the job, and you can wait a little bit longer, what I do is I throw a number out there that they may or may not accept, and then
if they do accept it,
then
you're getting paid more.
Yeah.
You can go. If it sucks, you can leave. If they don't accept it, then you don't want to work there.
Yeah.
But it is obviously your decision in on.
Yeah. Look, the gold tier, if I had people flooding me with messages, if I could really pick, I'd pick a much bigger boat with a big crew so that I had full support and training, like proper, this is how you are a stew kind of training.
Right.
Working on a private family-owned boat is super intimate and probably really great for, you know, I would do the job, but yeah, a bigger boat would allow me to, I don't know how to even explain it. The experience is like that's better for the next role, because all of these jobs are seasonal. So obviously, in theory, there will be another role, and this job will help that, which will help that, which will help that.
You're 100% right.
Yeah, I always, like I was saying, and I would probably always advise, if you can, to get a job where you're working with another stew, because and even with chefs, you know, like working with under another chef is, I feel like, how you learn everything.
What was your first stew role?
I got really lucky with my
I hear that so much.
job.
I got lucky.
Yeah, she did.
Help me get lucky.
Available and ready.
So my chief stew that hired me, I had been in Fort Lauderdale looking for work for like a week.
Yeah, right.
And she just called me. I don't know how she found my CV. I still don't know to this day. When I asked her, she was like, I don't really know. I don't remember. But she called me and she said, hey, I need a stew to cross from Fort Lauderdale to the Med.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow. And do you want to come? And you can just do the crossing and whatever. And I was like, heck yeah, like I want to get to the Med. So I go do the crossing. In the middle of the crossing, she's like, hey, we just had a position open up for a junior stew role on the boat. So do you want to do the Med season? And I was like, absolutely. So then I did the Med season on there. And that was the best first job I could have ever asked for, because there were 4 stews. So I was learning from 3 stews who had experience and taught me everything from service to housekeeping, really everything. And it was a good mid-sized boat, which it was a 50 meter.
Yeah.
It's busy charter, so I got charter experience, and I really, really, really got lucky.
Yeah. What did you do beforehand? You had hospitality?
Absolutely none.
None?
No hospitality.
Guys, I have hospitality experience. It's old, but it still counts.
I know. So
true.
I went to college and got a degree in public relations. And while I was in college, all I did was I worked at a hair salon, at front desk at a hair salon. So, I mean, I had like customer interaction experience. Like I knew how to talk to people, but as far as actual service and housekeeping, nothing. They trained me from the ground up.
But how old were you when you started?
Straight out of college. I was 22, 21.
See, I'm a bit older.
And wiser.
And
right?
wiser.
Yeah. More experience.
But I was also told on the course I'm too old to do this, which just made me want it just that little bit more, just to really rub it in their face. But so far, no one's actually complained about my age except the people on the course. Yeah. So
I think
we'll see.
I see both sides of it, where it's like we're seeing super young green crew come in, and the girls are like, I don't want to say not immature, but not mature enough to handle certain situations. They've come straight from home into an environment.
Well, that goes with all departments.
It does, yeah. Sorry, sorry, all the crew.
It's STU specific because that's what my goal was. Yeah,
exactly.
But we get some older, more experienced crew in, and they can just come in and kind of just like, I don't know, like you figure it out quicker.
Yeah.
I feel like, and you would have had it at the hair salon too. So I'm certainly not saying that you don't or that other people don't. But if you've got some kind of work experience, obviously, you know how things flow, and that when you've been told to do this one task, you don't just do that. And then wait for someone to tell you the next task. Right. You just, I don't know, maybe it just comes naturally with just being in the workforce. You just know how to work.
That could be. I think also, like you said, the young crew, people kind of look down on super young crew because they have the wrong idea of what they're getting themselves into. Whereas if you get older, more experienced crew, they're scared that they're not going to be as into it or going to be wanting to leave soon.
I was worried that in being slightly older that people would think I would come and instantly want to be the boss or not be able to be told what to do by someone younger than me.
Yeah.
That is the fear.
I think that
I think it happens a lot. It definitely there's a reason we think that, right? But I think I don't know anything. If a 21-year-old is going to teach me how to do my job well, I'm going to listen to her.
Yeah.
So, but I definitely think there are people that go in there that they just can't, that doesn't work for them.
I could see that as well.
So I can definitely see both sides of it. We'll see.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. So far, it's all soul stew. So I don't have to worry about that. But yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just give a quick rundown. So you've you've had a bit of hospitality experience, and as we talked about. So I think for me, like just knowing you for the little time that we have, it's like
3 weeks. Now?
3 weeks. Yeah. Head screwed on. She's determined. She's booked at STCW, and she's out there literally walking the docks now. So
this is the plug.
This is the plug.
I didn't notice that.
So we're gonna put link. I don't know, your Instagram. I guess we're not gonna put your phone number. That'd be weird.
Your CV.
Tempting to give you everyone my WhatsApp, but no, let's not do that.
You might get
some odd characters.
I don't know. We'll put something there, or contact us, and we'll if you got a job for it.
Yeah.
But in saying that, like I would like to be a STU, and I would like to obviously have to start at the bottom, work my way ideally up. But if someone wants a STU who does social media, I mean, we can do a hybrid role.
Seriously.
These things are possible.
Yeah.
So.
And it's becoming more and more common.
It is.
You know, obviously I work on Project X and Loon and, you know, doing some things for King Benji soon maybe. I don't know, like there's more and more boats looking for people that not only can shoot it, but, I don't know, like run the accounts and like all that kind of stuff. So everyone's looking for dual roles of, for crew, for all different roles, I guess. Yeah. Whether it's kite surfer, videographer, or, you know, your background. So definitely worth mentioning.
Yeah.
And so if there's any boats out there?
Yeah. By the time this comes out, it'll be pretty late in the season.
I know, yeah, you
but
I think you'll have a job already.
You might be on the street.
I'm hoping this comes out. People are like, what's her... Yeah, I might be on the street. I might be back in Australia. No, that's the worst.
No.
A girlfriend said to me, your options are dock walking or you have to come home. So which one's worse? And I was like, you're right. Going home is worse. I'll go dock walking. It's fine. Which is honestly the worst.
It's just hot.
Yeah.
What's that like out there? What do
It
you
doesn't
do?
help that it's hot.
Can you just touch on the what is dock
Yeah,
walking?
To be honest, I didn't know what to do. I truly had no idea. So I thankfully own a white Scort, just fashionably. I went to one of the shops here in Antibes and bought a polo. Not this one because it's see-through, you can't tell. But so I look the part.
Yeah.
I never wear my hair like this, but I would for work, but I wouldn't naturally. And I printed off a bunch of CVs. Unfortunately, I printed them before I got your advice.
Oh, I see.
So that's okay. I just chat to people and hope I win them over. But I printed a bunch. I've got a little folder in my bag, and I walk around with a bottle of water and a like fan to keep me cool.
Yeah.
And I awkwardly linger on these ports, hoping there's a crew member that doesn't look too busy to talk to me. If there's no one out, I just keep walking and kind of just slowly trudge past. And then I genuinely, first question is always, is there guests on board? Which
very good.
Yeah, nice.
I didn't do the first couple of times, but that's okay because I got lucky. And if they say yes, I'm kind of like, okay, don't worry about it. Or I might suss out like, can I slot you a quick CV and then do a runner? And most people have been pretty good about it. So is there guests on board? My other one is just acknowledging the fact that I'm doing what everybody else is doing. I'm doing that cringy dock walking. You know, are you guys hiring? Can I leave you a CV? It's obviously the advice I got from a couple of stews I crossed paths with my first day in Antibes, which was a disaster, was talk to them about anything else. But you guys are busy. You don't have time to sit there and chat to me for hours.
I think that gives an excuse. As a crew member, like, yeah, we're busy, but, like, I have a second to chat, you know?
I don't know how you would, but that's a great bit of advice, actually.
It was good advice,
I actually like that.
Yeah.
Or try to catch them out of work. I know that's a difficult one, but, you know, they're usually at the bars, so which is a tough one as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to drink too much and, you know, spend all your money and make a fool of
And
yourself.
also, like, if they don't remember me because they're drinking too much.
Exactly.
So
that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's been early morning. The very first time I went was in Antibes here, and it was a bad idea. Everything was wrong. It was the afternoon on a Saturday. It was disgustingly hot. There was nobody around because it was disgustingly hot.
That was a bad day to dock walk.
It was no good. So I think I handed out one CV, and the guy's actually been really nice. He's been chatting to me and like helping me with all of these job issues. He's been really lovely because he was going to try and get me on for day work. But owners are so fleeting and transient that it's hard to get on there. And then I actually did Port of Nice, which I think people forget about. Port of Nice.
There's not a lot of people there.
No. So, and there's some big boats there.
Yeah.
So I went there and I think I handed out 4. And I had a good chat with the stew there. She was really lovely. She's a sole stew with just the captain. So it would be similar to the role I explained earlier. And then today I did Monaco, and I thought that would be terrifying, but I had a fun time.
Nice.
Yeah, which I was surprised. Everyone was super lovely.
That's good.
I was waiting for people to just like, no, we're too busy, like go away. But lots of people had a good old chat to me.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep at it, and
it's a big piece of humble pie.
it is. It's rough. I remember my first time. It was like when I was 20, and I was over here just traveling Europe, and I think I might have told this story, but I was in board shorts and a singlet, literally like
had no idea what he was doing.
Absolutely no idea. It's just like, how you going? You got a job? Like thinking I was like king shit because I did my 4-year apprenticeship as a chef.
Yeah.
And it is humble. They were very nice to me, but I didn't get any callbacks, nothing, not even a lead at all, and just, you know, figured it out. But yeah, it's tough out there.
Yeah, it's brutal. And then, I mean, you were doing that 13 years ago. Now everything's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So in between walking the docks and chatting to people, I was hiding in the shade and sitting on Yacht Spot and looking at what had come up in the last 30 minutes, an hour. I think I plastered my face on 26 Facebook groups.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's not just me, because mine disappears so fast to everybody else doing it in all 26 Facebook groups.
Yeah.
So it's a full-time job,
It is.
looking for a job.
There's some interesting ways you see these crew. They're putting QR codes on beers and giving them to other crew.
Yeah.
Wearing T-shirts, saying I'm looking for it. It gets crazy out there with a QR code on the back.
Yeah.
And get quite creative.
It definitely gets engagement,
It does.
but whether or not these people are getting hired, I have no idea. You never know, right?
Who knows?
But,
But yeah, probably gonna have to wrap it up there because we could probably chat.
we could chat forever.
Yeah, we could chat forever, which we probably will be after this. But thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks.
Thanks for giving
So
me
last
15
minute.
minutes
I know.
notice.
Wait, we didn't even discuss how this came together.
I said at the beginning it just happened all of a sudden.
Literally
yeah.
15 minutes ago.
You were going to Cannes?
I was going to go to Cannes and dock walk. Things changed, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be on Teeb for a bit longer. You're like, come for a drink
Jump
and be
in.
on our podcast. And all of a sudden,
in
I was
3
like,
minutes,
oh,
she
you weren't
walked up.
joking.
So yeah, Epic. Thanks again for giving insight in multiple different things.
Yeah.
Well,
The social media
slight
aspects.
insight,
Coming over and just randomly joining yachting and
Yeah.
letting us know what that's like.
yeah.
And everyone else, I guess everyone doesn't really know what it's like here, so it's kind of cool to give
Yeah.
an insight.
It's just a tiny insight. Hopefully by the time this goes live, there's a little disclaimer.
Got a
Yeah.
She
job.
can no longer be hired.
Yes.
But there might be like, she is still looking for work.
If her details are there, she hasn't got a job,
Yeah.
and if
Yeah.
they're not there, then she's got a job.
Yeah, we'll
maybe
see.
a part 2.
Yeah.
Maybe a part 2.
There we go.
Yeah. Maybe I'll need a better job. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe.
Anything's
All right.
possible.
Sweet.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks. That's it for this week's episode. Thanks for dropping by the galley for a chat. We'll see you later and take care.